Harbaugh versus Carroll, Sherman versus Crabtree, Wilson versus Kaepernick. The San Francisco-Seattle rivalry has saw some amazing matchups in recent years, and the 2023 playoff edition is going to bring us Genoi Smith and Brock Purdy? A couple of the true WTF stories of 2022. The San Francisco 49ers on their third string quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, who has performed like an NFL stud over the last several weeks. Genoi Smith, Comeback Player of the Year, historic performance for a Seattle team that wasn't even expected to sniff the playoffs this year. And now they get to head to San Francisco for a chance at the interdivisional upset of number 2 49ers. Seattle's on the road, headed to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. This matchup will kick things off on Saturday at 4:30 p.m., our first matchup of the playoffs. The weather right now, not looking great. About 56 degrees, and we're looking at a little bit of rain, even though the wind won't be awful. San Francisco currently coming in at a 10-point favorite over Seattle, but there are a couple of things that these teams can do to walk away with victories. Seattle, they are going to have to take advantage of all of their red zone trips. And I'm not just talking about field goals, I'm talking about finding the end zone. This tough San Francisco defense are not going to give you many opportunities. If you are the Seahawks, if you find your way down inside the 20s, you have got to find a way to score touchdowns. If you walk away with threes all day, the offense for San Francisco is going to make you pay. If you get down there, put the ball in the end zone and put the pressure on Brock Purdy and the 49ers offense. We know how great the San Francisco defense has been this season. It has been elite at times, but if you want to find any type of a fault with them, it's the secondary and their ability to allow some big plays. And this Seattle offense has a couple of the biggest playmakers that you can find at the wide receiver position with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. If Seattle gets into a position where it turns into a knife fight, which I might know a thing or two about, San Francisco survives and they don't bleed out with little tiny jabs. Those little dink and dunk passes, 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. Those little pricks, you're not gonna die from that. It's the big gashes. It's the huge wounds. It's the big plays down the field. If Seattle is able to go down the field and score some big touchdowns, or at least get some big plays and the momentum in their favor, they could absolutely start to do some damage to San Francisco. And then at that point, they're left trying to bandage up those wounds and fight back, which can be tough to do. My prize pick that I am betting on in this matchup is going to be Kenneth Walker's rushing yards. I'm going to take the current line, the under of 56.5 receiving yards. The San Francisco defense, I already mentioned it, has been elite, and a majority of that has been against the run game. They have allowed the fewest rushing yards to any running back this season, only 57.9 yards per game. Kenneth Walker, I don't think he's going to be able to get there. San Francisco is going to be able to stop it and hold him, and they are going to make Genoi Smith be the guy to beat them. With all that being said, my official prediction on this game, San Francisco walks away 21-13. The Seattle defense has been good this season. I don't think they allow an explosion of points from San Francisco. And I think the San Francisco defense also is able to contain Seattle for the most part. I could see this like a 9-6 game or something like that at halftime. And then in the second half, that's when San Francisco makes some adjustments, takes advantage of a few plays, and they find their way to a victory 21-13 over the Seattle Seahawks. Now it's your turn. Predictions down below. Who wins? What's the score? I want to see what Headliner Nation is thinking as well, because this game, it could end up being a fun game, and we could see ourselves a true back and forth battle.